Item number 9, public comment on items not on the agenda. It's the council's policy to refer matters raised in this forum to staff for investigation and or action where necessary and appropriate. The Brown Act prohibits the council from discussing or acting upon any matter not agendized pursuant to state law. Would anyone like to address the council? Mr. Rico?
Mr. Rico, 7th Avenue. I'm here with two quick things, comment or two on from the Chamber of Commerce and also on mosquitoes. Just to remind everyone in the room and in the viewing audience that this Sunday we're co-sponsoring a blood drive with Blood Centers of the Pacific from 10 to 2 on San Mateo Avenue. The Bloodmobile will be parked in the north driveway parking lot of Citibank, and we thank them for that. You can go online. I put some flyers out earlier and make an appointment ahead of time, or they will take walk-ins. Sunday, October 6th, Congresswoman Jackie Spear, State Senator Jerry Hill, Assemblyman Kevin Mullen, County Supervisor Dave Pine, and not last in any way, but our own San Bruno Mayor, Jim Wayne, will be there. So if you can come down and you can pigeonhole them and talk one-on-one on them, complain or otherwise. On the Sunday, October 13th, we've invited the 4 members that are running for the City Council to have a individual booth. So if you want to come and talk to them and find their positions, we offer you that opportunity. And finally, on October 20th, we've invited the 4 candidates that are running for the school board to have individual booths, and you can come and hopefully talk to them one-on-one and become a more educated voter. This is one of the little extra things that the Chamber of Commerce is doing, and it's also another reason to come to Farmers Market on Sunday. And wearing my second hat as your representative of the mosquito district, you've read in the newspaper that about a week ago they found a mosquito in Menlo Park area that tested positive for yellow fever, the first one in the area in a number of years. Working with the county, the district placed over 60 CO2 traps at about a mile out, circular around the location. They collected all sorts of mosquitoes, but none of which showed yellow fever. They are repositioning halfway in at about a half-mile radius another 60 CO2 traps to try and make sure that there are no more mosquitoes carrying yellow fever. And a couple months ago in Fresno, they found a mosquito carrying yellow fever, so the district is sending a couple of our key personnel down to meet with the Fresno Mosquito District people to learn what worked, what potentially didn't work in their area, so that we can, we and the residents of San Bruno and San Mateo County can better benefit from that. As I learn more, I will be happy to keep you informed. Thank you very much for your time.
Irene has a question for you.
Yes.
The information that you gave us about the activities that are going on, or there will be going on at the farmers market, is that on the San Bruno Chamber's website?
It should be. I'll make sure
Okay.
that Jamie's got it on there, but it should be on the website.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robert. Anyone else like to address the council? Just tell us your name and your street.
My name is Marty Medina. I live on Garden Avenue. Good evening, Mayor, council members, staff, and fellow San Brunans and guests. My name is Marty Medina, and I'm running for San Bruno City Council. I wish to be up there to lead the city into the next 100 years, maybe the first 10, but not for 100. But I wanted to comment on the recent past. As plenty of people know, on May 8th, 2012, the City Council voted to increase San Bruno's water and sewer rates by approximately 10% per year for 10 years. The meeting can still be viewed on YouTube if you look under San Bruno May 8, 2012, City Council water and sewer rate increases. On that night, as a San Bruno Public Works Inspector with over 10 years of experience, I joined numerous other protesters. And unfortunately, City Council only had 2 written choices. one, proceed with the 10% increases for 5 years, or two, do nothing. That in itself was wrong. There should have been something in between. You can't have 10% for 5 years and 0 as a choice. I suggested at that meeting that there be an alternative, that we go ahead and have an increase for a year, and then we re-examine how we do infrastructure improvements in San Bruno. But despite my protest and 360 other written protests, the council voted 3-2. So we got to live with that. In the discussion prior to the vote, some council members questioned, well, how are we doing with these projects that we're proposing to do? What has been done? Give us some details of construction costs, design costs. And I remember specifically, there's a question from Councilman Salazar that asked, when can we reevaluate the unsustainable increases? What could we do? Are we just going to go ahead and have a blank check for 5 years? Or isn't it time now to see with $1.2 million in increases that we can do something different? I hope so. So has anything been done is my question. And the second thing that I found is in the 2012-2013 wastewater refunding revenue bonds on page 27, there are 5 years of write-offs on sewer. In 2008, 52,461. 2009, there was 62,534. 2010, 11, 12. I know I have a few seconds left here, but that 5-year total is $308,000 that was written off. Now, surely there's a way to recapture that money in the future. You know, if we wrote it off, it's gone. But if you require the property owner to put the deposit up for the sewer, if the tenant leaves, the property owner still has to pay. So I hope that we start looking at other ways that the money's there. As an inspector, I know how it works. There's lots of ways to save money. We just need to change the way we do business in San Bruno, and I'm hoping that you change the council members, and I want to be up on that podium. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. You raised some points, and we'll have staff get some answers back to you.
Perry Peterson, Scenic Court. I'd like to remind the audience here and the audience at home that San Bruno has been fined in the past on the subject of water and sewer, the condition of the facilities, and the need for improvements and maintenance. And I again compliment the council as a whole for facing up to the unpopular idea of raising rates to do some of these capital improvement and maintenance projects. I think they're appropriate. I think most of the city believes they're appropriate. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hello, I'm Kathy DeRenzi. I live on Claremont Drive, and I live in the area that had the PG&E explosion and fire. And I just wanted to come here tonight to let everybody know that we're not fine. It's not going well there. Our neighborhood is a nuisance, continues every day to be a nuisance. Just this afternoon, I was in my yard, and you just hear banging. I know they're putting a new sewer in, which brings me to my next subject. We are getting a new sewer installed in our neighborhood because of the destruction in our neighborhood from the explosion. And as I understand it, the sewer is being put in by the PG&E money that was assigned to our, or designated to be used in our neighborhood to fix it up. As they're putting the sewer in, we found out that we need to, that the residents, most of the residents, if not all, have what's called Orangeburg pipe, and we're going to have to pay for that pipe if we want to have I can't think of the name of it, like an outlet to the new sewer. Clean out to the new sewer. We have to put in to replace the Orangeburg pipe. If we do not replace the Orangeburg pipe, apparently the Orangeburg pipe is like cardboard, and it's just not something that would be advised to keep if you're going to put that in. So I want all residents that need to have that Orangeburg pipe replaced to have the PG&E money that was designated for our neighborhood to have that replaced as well. And I know some neighbors had to replace their pipes after the explosion because of problems from the explosion. Those people should be reimbursed by the, not by the city, but through the city with the PG&E money. I'm not asking for the city money, I'm asking for the PG&E money.
Kathy, I'm going to interrupt you real quick because we have that item on the agenda and it'll be
Okay,
discussed
so I'll say it twice.
in a lot more detail. So.
I'll stop on that then. I wasn't sure how that was going to work. The other thing is, just in case when you're talking about that, if you bring up the fact that after the explosion happened, PG&E offered residents $10,000, I believe it's just an average of $10,000 in beautification money. That money was self-serving. They wanted us to fix the neighborhood up to make it look good. People did driveways. I actually had to have my house painted because I had to fight my insurance company and they wouldn't pay for it. So things are not, I mean, it's been almost 3 years, and I know that the city got $70 million, and I'm happy. I know a lot of the residents did settle with PG&E. I'm happy, but a lot of us haven't heard anything. So it's not okay. The other question I had is, what is going on up on Skyline Drive between Sneath and College? It looks like they're drilling in the ground, and I'm just thinking, is that 132 going over there? The other thing is, I know I'm not alone, but we've had a lot of airplanes going over our neighborhood off course. About a week and a half ago, I got woken up at 11:30 at night. I actually hit the floor. I thought it was coming into my house. So I called the airport, and I found out the next day that it was an Philippine Airlines off course right over our neighborhood. And I don't know if the city can do anything about that. I've filed complaints, and a lot of my neighbors have. So low and very loud. And I don't miss a plane, I don't think, since that explosion. I hear everyone. Anyway, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. We'll get some answers for you. I noticed also that the issue with Sneath Lane, between Sneath Lane on Skyline.
Yes.
City manager.
So I can respond to that right away. That may be a topic of interest to other residents of San Bruno. Caltrans, who has jurisdiction of State Highway 35, which is Skyline Boulevard, is completing a slope repair stabilization project on the west side of Skyline Boulevard between Sneath and College. Is that correct? Our current understanding from communication with Caltrans is that that project is scheduled to be completed roughly the middle of October. So far as I know, PG&E has no relationship or involvement in that project except perhaps in terms of advising about utility line locations for a project that is being completed by and for the benefit of Caltrans.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Through the chair.
Ken?
Just for information for Ms. DeRenzi, I'm the representative on the airport roundtable representing San Bruno. So if you are experiencing, if anyone's experiencing any unusual aircraft activity, meaning additional noise or different patterns or whatever, contact me and we will together try to find out what's going on. I don't want to downplay a unique occurrence of a plane that got off course or something. I'm sure SFO is very, very clear as to what happened, and they'll be able to give you.
No, they don't know. He's trying to find out.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
asked the pilot, and I don't know where the pilot went, but he's not getting an answer.
that's a very unusual. I mean, Philippine Airlines is. I mean, I hate to say it, but Philippine Airlines is a violator, a constant violator as far as noise is concerned, as far as when they take off, and you know, and the routes that they take on the designated routes.
Do you have any rights as, like, I mean, I could have had a heart attack.
I'm just saying, I could talk to you after, but you know, the roundtable is a cooperative. We try to cooperate with the airport and with the FAA. We cannot tell the pilots to do certain things, and we cannot demand that SFO do certain things. All we can do is collectively try to cooperate and also pass on the concerns of the residents that are affected by the airport and the other airports.
I know they got a lot of reports on that one for sure.
Okay, we'll get some answers for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, anyone else on public comment?
How's it going? I'm Andrew T. Mason. I'm running for City Council, San Bruno.
Tell us your street, Andrew.
Thanks. Billiards is a sport, by the way. Just want to, for the record.
Tell us your street, Andrew.
Pardon?
Tell us your street.
Oh, I live on 416 Cherry.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm running on three main points. I want to run a really polite campaign based on, first off, kind of Marty touched on this a little bit about fees, about utilities fees. I think there's a lot of elderly people in this community. They've paid into the system, they pay taxes, and they deserve respect. And if we keep raising fees, it's just one way to tax the middle class. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair. I think we need to cut in other areas. Number two, I'm really passionate. If I'm elected, I will work with San Bruno school boards. I've got 13 years in process development, research and development, and validation engineering and project management in the biotechnology industry. What I've come to find is, in having been able to finally buy a house in the peninsula, I really love this area a lot, but I also think that the schools, especially in this area here in South San Francisco, could really step it up. They could learn from industry, and I think that we should have, not based on a state or a federal mandates, I'm talking about local communities. I'm talking about people that live and work in those industries. Bring that education back. Have forums, bring, kind of have like a town hall where we talk about science and technology. I think stem cells in particular, there's a lot of misinformation out there. I think biotechnology, there's a lot of misinformation. I think clean energy. That's my second point. And my third point, I think, is local job creation. If you look at Oyster Point 80 years ago, it was a beef tannery. They used to do beef renderings. It was a heavy polluter. If you look now, we are in a new age. We've got EPA guidelines to attend to. We've got local clean air acts. These are great programs. And we need to train people, local residents, to work in these industries. And Commissioner Salazar, you mentioned about sharing resources. I think that's the way things are going to be going, is that you can leverage your skill sets. So if you're a mechanic, why not learn how to be a driver, or learn how to learn the automation side of the way technology is going. Councilman Medina, you talked about police cars. Everything's being automated now, and I think that's really critical, is that we embrace this change, because otherwise our society and San Bruno residents, we're going to become eclipsed based on technology. So that's it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Anyone else like to address the council? Okay.